22nd of November, 11:38 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. Defendants Antechamber number 5. Hey guys, Lex here, back for some more of the Great Ace Attorney. Last time, we found out that the waiter was actually a detective. And I wasn't crazy since there was a woman there. Hopefully I could do a British lady voice without dying today. I gave Asogi the same voice as Naruhodo. I'll probably give him the blank voice when I'm not too tired. I'll just switch back to my normal voice if I am. Anyway, let's continue. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb. My heart was in my mouth the entire time. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you'd started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Forget it. It's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your Phantom Lady at last. Miss Jezaille Brett. A student from Great Britain, is she? That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman who knew him, like I've been saying all along. Yeah, you have, haven't you? I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I'm sure of. Does he have powers? Yes, I could see that. So about this young gentleman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself, then on the floor, next to Dr. Wilson's table. I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor, and just after I bent down and picked it up, bang! I shot him. I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. Waiter ran over to me, looking as white as a sheet, and then he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. What? Fast thinking that by the detective, he apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay. Yeah, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. There you are. Well done, both of you. I'm guessing. Yep. Professor Mikotoba. Well, it seems I was right. A pair of you make an astounding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yeah, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial. Our modern country is still in its infancy, our justice system even more so. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled. Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life, I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway. What? What are you saying, Kazuma? So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way. Kazuma! Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man. to me? Yeah, you need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place at the restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case. Come to think of it, you said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't you? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim? Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UMA, and it was I who invited him. Oh, I see. I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and well known on that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. But let's not forget who we're going up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went extraordinary lengths to hide. Yes, I am sure that the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I have no doubt that you pair will put up a good fight right to the last. Best of luck. Thank you. Now then. I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need. Forged evidence? Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-sama. Defendant Naruhodo! Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once. It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow. Before those old fossils know what hit him. Kazuma? What? Thank you, really. What for? Well, if you hadn't said you believed in me, then I'm fairly sure I'd have already been found guilty by now. Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer, and as a friend. Coming from you, that means a lot. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. So this isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Alright then. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial, yeah. Yeah. You could treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Yume Cafeteria on University Street. With an extra large portion, of course. I can't afford that. 22nd of November, 12:09 p.m., Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom number 2. Rebel. The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Aochi, have you managed to subpoena the witness?
Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under a rather painful scrutiny from the government.
Sorry. Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about.
It's highly unlikely that the good relations we forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nature founders? Huh?
Again, terribly sorry. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke.
What do you mean?
A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England?
Shut up, you jumped up rookie boy. You and your friend know nothing. Nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. By aligning ourselves with the great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures.
I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who could arguably study harder too. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there's one thing I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. Well said, Ryunosuke, despite the wide-eyed look of terror.
You little brats!
Thank you, Counsel. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. A visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Jezaille Brett.
Yes. Your Excellency.
Oh, jeez.
Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land.
Tea. Someone bring English tea. In England, no discussions take place without tea. Is that true? No idea.
So, could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court?
Of course. My name is Satoru Hasanaga. I have been working undercover as the head waiter.
Yes, we already know about you already.
Inspector Hasanaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first. Is that true? No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are one thing you're sure of. Oh yeah, I think I did, didn't I? Yet your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. Sorry, Ryunosuke, but your powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking. Guilty. Yeah, same.
So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please.
She evil?
What? I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but what you say?
Is she French? The lady says her name is Jezaille Brett. She comes from London, England. Oh. She's a visiting research student currently enrolled at Yubei University Medical Facility.
Oh my! What a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of a delightful language of the British people. I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird song.
Oh, she's speaking English and they speak Japanese. That makes sense. As far as I can tell, the detective is translating her words faithfully enough. Yeah, I agree. Aha! You'll obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? Nor are you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes, Ryunosuke. Oh, apparently not enough that I can't understand. The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you in confirming something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago at a restaurant called Le Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim Dr. Wilson at the time. Is that correct? She says yes. This could take some time. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese. She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately. Interesting. So you're the one who engineered her escape. I was just following orders from the bureau.
Well, now, dear lady, would you be so kind to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps?
Apparently it was very frightening and sorrowful sight. Do you mean to say? Yes, it would appear the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused, standing right there in this courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood with the gun he was holding because he was stupid. Order, order in the court.
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? We have an absolutely conclusive witness statement.
Well, looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. Are we gonna cut her up? Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described. A frightening and sorrowful sight. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beef steak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. This is a condemning testimony indeed. Yes, it is! No! I don't have any kind of argument with the professor at all.
Objection!
Quiet, you filthy wretch! Look at you, black-hearted blackguard. And you look at this snow-white angel. I'm sure even dark-minded scoundrels like you can imagine whose words the courts are gonna believe.
You're making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. That's a lesson you need to learn. But he's so annoying. Of course. I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the 2 witnesses who testified before and reported back to the bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. The testimonies of the last 2 witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so, on the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfits as she was today. You don't take baths? As you could see, there's nowhere in her person she could conceal a fire. Everywhere!
even on that swan.
I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that elevation. See, we're thinking the same thing.
Unless until the precise location where the witness is to have hidden a weapon can be shown, this is moot.
There's no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Those are the witness's own words on the matter. Under the hat! Ah, that's ridiculous. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it. Don't think about saying anything rash for this game.
Plan to fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day.
You're right about that, which means the lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Or... wait, did they check the rifling marks? Well, I don't know if they could do that back then. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart. Smiling means evil. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Oh, yeah. Your Excellency.
Yes!
Hold it! After 2 p.m., in fact, that's quite a late lunch, isn't it?
You don't keep up with the latest fashions from Britain, do you? Late luncheons are en vogue. Isn't that right?
No.
What? Ah!
A decisive English no has quite a sting to it. The gentlewoman is currently working in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. So it was apparently a daily occurrence that they would lunch together. But on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first. Yes, which we can prove in the medical report card that was submitted in evidence earlier. That's right. Miss Brett and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why it was so late. Yes, that all makes perfect sense.
Such wonderful logic. What a shining example of English intelligence this gentlewoman is.
So you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next? So I'm able to eat, beefsteak.
Yes!
Hold it. I'd never got into an argument with the professor. All I did was, when I noticed him, was go over to say hello. Please, don't get angry with me. No, I wasn't directing that retort at you. It was meant for the lady next to you. But anyway, as I said, I did not argue with the professor. I'm afraid your words are in vain. Sorry? Miss Brett does not appear to speak Japanese. Translate, mother!
No, of course not. Japanese is such a cumbersome language anyway. English is the future. We must all supiku Ingrishu.
I wonder if the prosecution will feel that way forever, or only in the presence of a beautiful woman. Well, that beautiful woman is telling blatant lies with a completely straight face. I have to find something that will unravel her testimony, no matter how seemingly insignificant it may be. Anyway, it seems that after the argument, the accused briefly returned to his own seat. That part ties in with what you said, doesn't it? Yeah, I had some coffee to drink. And then the next time you got up after that was when I'd finish off my coffee and stood up to leave. Evil smile.
Yes!
Hold it! Don't say yes to that. Like I said,
I didn't shoot the gun.
Like I said, there's no point repeating that assertion over and over. Well, I wasn't expecting to be attacked by my own side.
Nevertheless, defendant, you can't deny that when the shot rang out in the restaurant, you had a gun in your hand.
Well, yeah, that's true. But all I did was pick up the gun I saw on the floor next to the professor as I was leaving the restaurant. In fact, yes, there was someone much closer to the victim than me at that time. The highly suspicious lady.
That will do, you dirty, rotten scoundrel.
Dirty.
Your baseless accusations could very well cause an international incident, boy.
It seems to me that your accusations is just baseless as ours.
What nonsense.
The lady is merely stating what she saw. And this is already an international incident as far as I'm concerned anyway.
Yes!
It's all very well saying that, but can you prove it? Absolutely. I verified it personally. You verified it? Yes, immediately. After the incident, I checked to make sure the lady was not carrying a weapon. I distinctly remember her saying,
I'm not.
That's all she did? You just asked her? Surely you carried out a physical search, Inspector. No.
Why on earth not? The honorable English gentleman clearly stated that she did not possess a weapon. There was obviously no need for any further probing into the matter.
Or there was no permission given for any further probing into the matter, perhaps.
Think what you will. If you're going to continue with this preposterous claim that the refined lady was concealing a firearm, the prosecution demands you support your assertion with facts.
In other words, he wants evidence. Ugh.
La 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 la.
Lady wishes to point out that of course she wanted to stay and assist with the investigation. But she was in a hurry to give a presentation at the university, so she was compelled to leave. Not to mention the fact that your office had told you to get the woman out of there. Not get her out of there, I just urged her to leave. The lady would like to point out that she was in no way meant to run away from the scene of the crime, which is why she's only too happy to cooperate and testify in the court today, of course.
Unlike a certain student who refuses to admit when the game is up.
Is that me?
You could at least have the courtesy to pay attention when I'm goading you.
So she's maintaining you got into argument with the professor, at the end of which you shot him. Which is out and out, totally unfounded lie. Still, her statement is very compelling. After all, she's elegant, refined, young, and beautiful gentlewoman from Great Britain. Contrast to you, dressed from head to toe in a dull black school uniform. I'm dressed exactly the same way you are, except for the flapping red ribbons. That makes me cool. Well, anyway, this is our only chance to expose her testimony as the fiction that it is. If we can't do that, the trial's over. Even you, with your thick skin, must be able to feel the murderous looks that you're getting from around the room. Only too well, I feel half dead already. And the fact that I can't see a single inconsistency in her testimony isn't making me feel any better either. The first thing to do is press her on any of her statements that seem even slightly off to you. Do that, and an opening will present itself, I promise you. I need to expose the true face of this exotic foreigner that's hiding behind the mask. That's what I should be aiming for in this cross-examination. this is the only thing I didn't press. He was unable to eat yesterday, you say? That was because he just had a tooth removed at the Hada clinic, right? That's right. You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering. Miss Brett was aware of that fact.
Yes.
Seems so, yes. She'd heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean that it was you who ate the steak pictured here. Is that right, Miss Brett? That's correct. Oh, that's right. Yes. The print you have here shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying events. Exactly as it was left?
Dear me, what a harrowing experience. To have traveled to the distant island of the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Have no fear, my dear lady. I will swear I will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight.
So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all. That's right, other than some carbonated water. Just water? Yes, the professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. So it appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. They each raised a glass of carbonated water. What do you think, Ryunosuke, about the witness's last statement? It's very meaningful. That last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case.
Well, well, how fascinating. Do tell us, what is this profound bearing,
Of course, the one thing I skip is the important one. The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony.
Well sidestepped, counsel.
Very well, Miss Brett. Kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony.
Gladly,
she said. That was brilliant, Kazuma. I'm going to remember that one. Better. Which one? The significance will be apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase. I'd hope there were some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience other than that, Ryunosuke. Aha! There's only one glass. How are you supposed to toast?
Yes!
Yes! That's it. Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. That is exactly as it was left. That is correct, the lady says. That is odd. Very odd.
Dear me, what's odd is the defense's inability to express itself.
Ryunosuke, what is it about the print that looks odd to you? Well, obviously it's the cheers. Duh, cheers? Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, there should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1. Quite right, Counsel. There's only 1 glass pictured here.
Objection!
Are we supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over minutia? What possible difference does the presence or absence of a glass make in one
Objection!
case?
Minutia, you say? Could it be that the detective here removed the glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence? Of course not. I would never do something so reckless. But there should have been 2 glasses on the table. Are you going to try to tell me you can clink with only one? Glass him on the head? You're quite right. I suddenly took 2 glasses to the table. Inspector, what did the lady say? It would seem that Miss Brett, who took the glass from the table... What? It was all so terrifying, everything that happened. I panicked and thought I should try to hide the fact that I had been there at all, she was saying. Good gracious! Oh, God. Is she gonna be evil?
Sorry. There, as I assured the court before, this is of no consequences at all.
Oh, please. We must remember that this student had just, murdered the lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who could blame her for concealing a glass or 2 in her state of disarray? That's absurd.
Oh, really? So, do we take it that you are now going to accuse this formidable young beautiful woman of mischief?
What?
Yes.
No. This can't be put down to mischief. I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene.
Glass the guy.
It would seem she slipped it into a small handbag she was carrying, where she keeps her gun. A handbag, you say? Yes, Your Excellency. A small, handheld pouch commonly carried by well-to-do women in England.
So, the beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on this case. This student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end it comes to nothing. No more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already.
Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed the glass. I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on this case. Counsel for the defense, are you in agreement? No? Well, I don't know really. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance. Yeah, you're right. So she took the glass away in her handbag. Is there a deeper significance of the handbag? Wait, the lady put the glass in her handbag, you say?
Yes, do try to keep up.
It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlewomen carry handbags for small items, like guns. Let's see, a little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag, in which it would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun. You're right. Oh, I'm such a big dum-dum. Well done, partner. I had a feeling you picked up on that too.
What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard?
It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire the gun, we could deduce that there must have been another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will.
You can't seriously be suggesting...
Inspector Hosonaga. Did you Or did you not search Mrs. Jezaille Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir, I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag.
No! Order, order, order.
What is the
Meaning of this, Inspector?
meaning of what, Professor Ouchie? Or Prosecutor?
Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag and show the contents to you at the time? Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations.
Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. You think so, Cosmo? I'm dying. Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly you have no faith in the police. As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting. Simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary? In what way? I ought to thank the student lawyer, really. I have a piece of evidence here that I have completely forgotten about. This photographic print. The print of this photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after shooting. What kind of bag is that? Why would you have a bag? The print of this photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. The gun was on the other side of the purse. As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag. Wait a minute, I didn't check the hand. Something was on the hand. Well, I never. Huh. His hand was on the plate, because it had that bull symbol, right? As you could see right through what's inside. That's right. Apparently, meshwork bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment. So the contents are clearly visible. Exactly. So there was no need to first search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. Ah! As you could see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. Thank you for helping prove that, Naruto-san. Order, order. Inspector Hosonaga, you will submit that print as evidence at once. Certainly, Your Excellency. Photograph of the handbag has been entered to the court record. I think you've had long enough to cross-examine the witness counsel. The court has now been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted into the court record appears to have no further significance, I am satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Guilty!
Indeed, there's only one logical conclusion. That the pathetic rookie slumped over in the bench before us is only possible perpetrator of this crime.
No. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around. I'm in a worse situation than I was in the start. There's no breeze. My powers are weak. Kazuma? Kazuma. I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue. What? You mean this is it?
I must say you put up quite a fight for a rookie student, but the weak are meat while the strong eat. You are wasting your time. There is no way to defeat true justice. A fact you can chew onto your heart's content from the inside of your cell.
This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of the crime that I didn't commit? And Kazuma, his dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazuma. What? Is there really no chance now of turning this trial around? Like magic? You are the judge. There's nothing about the last photograph that the detective produced that we can contest. Which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue. Very well, I will now proceed immediately to the ruling.
It seems we will be able to report to the British government on time after all.
That smug little... Ryunosuke Naruhodo, having considered all the evidence placed before me, I hereby find you...
Yes, I agree that I am guilty.
Wait, Your Excellency. Ryunosuke. I don't think you can rule on this case yet.
Objection!
This amateurishness is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems the trial over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom.
Yes!
I agree. Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photographic print you just submitted appears to have no further significance, there's no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. It's the thing on his hand. Now that means that if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail I mean, then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question.
Objection!
This is blatant straw clutching. Look at the photographic print. All it shows is a handbag that the gentlewoman was carrying on the day of the question. There can be no problem with this evidence.
You better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we can claim any new information from this handbag.
Ha! My thoughts exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of the rookie's desperate wheezes.
Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There's something about this photograph that just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it. I will grant the defense one final opportunity.
What?
But be warned, if I am unsatisfied by your response here, the trial will be over with immediate effect. Do I make myself clear, and I'll beat the shit out of you with this gavel. Yes, Your Excellency. So, take another look at the photographic print Inspector Hosonaga submitted before. Oh, cool, I get all my stars back. Anyway, I think I'll stop it here for now, and check out the mark on his hand next time. So, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, or not. Thanks for watching. Bye.